Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Svelto Performance. Today, we're back on the GTV, specifically working on power steering. So I've got the box and a few other things are in. I'm gonna flip the camera around. We're gonna talk about it, let you know what we're going to do, and see if we can straighten out the issue that I'm having. Let's get started. All right, guys, so here you go. Here is the steering box. You see that the steering shaft is in. It is connected way out there. It is connected to the electric power assist steering column. But the biggest problem that we have is it is not aligned up properly into the center of that hole there for the, for the steering box itself. This is a brand new CNC box, so I haven't built it yet, but what I'm trying to do is just figure out why she is leaning more towards the left if you're looking at the steering wheel, or from the steering wheel, or to the right if you're just looking straight through the camera. So we just got to figure out why. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get the steering column back out, get it on the bench. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, and then we're going to find some ways to get this thing lined up properly, put it back in the car, and see what it looks like. All right, hang tight. All right, guys, I've got the unit unbolted. As you can see, we've had to cut around just for the measurement. That was in the other video, and then, of course, this thing here goes up there and will be tacked down. But let's not focus on that. So I've got the steering column out. It's just held in by this and these mounting points here with the screws. If you come out, you've got the box is still in. So I'm about to pull the box out. And again, what I was seeing was that the column coming out, the shaft coming out of the steering column, the power assist column, was off a little bit. It wasn't dead even with it. So here I've got the steering column, move this rag out of the way, out. And if you look, see if we can get us focused here, it is dead even. So what I'm thinking is what Easy Power Steering, the company I got this from, said was that it was probably one of these mounts was shifted a little bit. I still may need to shim, I'm not sure, but you know, if you slide this out, maybe I can do it, there we go. So here's the shaft, and you can see it's a spline and it's locked in and everything's good to go. So I think maybe the problem was this thing was offset some that was causing that issue. But we'll get it put back in here just in a second and test it. I'll give you the plate here so you can see. Let me do this. See if it'll focus. Focus. All right, we'll lay it down. Sorry for all the shaking. There we go. Easy electronic power steering. That's the company. So let's get this unit back in the car. I'm gonna first take the box out just to double check everything, and then we'll get everything situated back in. Again, we'll remove the box and just make sure at that point as I'm looking on that it is level as can be. I'm still thinking, or centered, I'm still thinking we may have to shim the box itself, or the power steering column itself, not the box, because I still think it's going to be off some. But we won't know. Let's just get the box back off. I've barely got it holding on right now. Get the box back off and we'll try that and see. So let me go ahead and get that started and let you see what it looks like with the column just in without the box. All right, we got it back in and it's shifted over a little bit, but here's what's crazy. I think I figured it out. When this box is completely bolted in, it's taking the black cover, the shaft cover here, and it's moving everything over. So it's taking this and moving it over. See, there's play right now when everything's loose and it lines up just right. So I think what's going to have to happen is I'm going to tighten the box back, and then I'm going to shim, and let me show you. I'm going to shim this bracket mount, move it over. If I get it over, I think we might be good to go. So I'm going to play around with some shimming and see what happens, and then come right back to you. But I think we're going to have to shim at these points, maybe one or two. Both of them I'm not quite sure yet. We'll figure it out. But there's definitely going to have to be some shims in behind these to align this thing up straight to the box. All right, let me work on some shims. I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, guys, we've got it figured out. It's definitely going to have to be shimmed in the car. We're pretty close, and this is going to move just a little bit, so I am going to call this one a win. I know exactly where to shim, so we are very, very close, and I'll move over here and look, let you see. See if we can get like a, there we go. Let's see. So yeah, so this thing is pretty much lined up. And for right now to test, I got a couple of washers back here as a shim at the top. I did not put any shims at the bottom part of the mount, and I don't think I'm gonna need it. So I think we're gonna be pretty good on that. And then it'll turn, of course, as you can see right there. Get it back to center. So that will definitely work. Come back over here, and we've got the steering column. Of course, that'll be locked in just like that somehow, but we are pretty good. I think everything is lined up fairly well. Yeah, I'm going to say everything is pretty much lined up. The motor is tucked in way up on the top, up here. So the dash will 100% cover it. I'm really super, super excited. This thing is fitting nicely. Still got the bracket here. That bracket will go and will get welded in on that cutout we did. I've got to clean the cutout up. But again, I think we are gonna be good to go. And this thing will line up nicely, and I'll move it up just a little bit, but there is some room. They made it to where there is a little wiggle room in there, so that will be good. So yeah, I think we're golden. Now the next video on the power supply or power steering, we're going to work on attaching, getting the shaft cut down a little bit more, and then work on attaching it to the unit itself. So we've got a couple of different ideas. Knuckles, weld directly to the shaft. So there's some things that we're looking at doing, just not quite sure yet the direction we're gonna go, but we are getting very, very close. And again, that's what it looks like. Of course, the dash is in, it completely covers it, and it should be good to go. All right, let's wrap this thing up. All right, and there you have it, guys. Just a quick video on aligning the steering shaft going into the steering box, getting all that aligned up. Again, I've been very pleased with this unit. It's really almost a bolt on and just wire it up and go. Very, very close, but it is coming together nicely. So I'm super, super excited. So again, the next video will be on how are we going to address connecting the steering shaft coming out of the box onto the column itself. And again, like I said, we have a couple of different ways to do it. We'll just have to figure out the best way, the easiest way to get it on and off if we had to, those types of things. So I think we're gonna wrap up this kind of short video here. Anyway, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Also comment, it definitely helps out all the algorithm stuff in YouTube. If you have any questions or what have you, please feel free to put them in the comments. And I think we're gonna wrap this video up. So as always, God bless.